Hello. Welcome everyone to the third Fireside for our New Voices in Europe. We got excellent feedback for the last one when we talked about diversity and inclusion.
Hello, how are you?
The recording is still available if you did not get the chance to listen to it. For tonight, we have 128 registrants from 28 countries. I'm so pleased to tell you that. But if one of you are not able to join, the recording will also be available for you. And thanks to Amelia, we can have even more than 100 people at the moment. So please consider our rules for this meeting. You are muted on arrival and please stay muted. Please raise your hand during the question and answer session when you have a question. The host will unmute you while you can also take the chat, write something in the chat. You can share ideas there or give suggestions during the meeting if you want to. So, again, good evening, everyone. The New Voices team of Europe welcomes you, and they are all here. Thank you all so much for your hard work, and now I am addressing my team. Have your own drink, and cheers, everyone. We are excited that we even have people from outside of Europe. Welcome New Voices from India, from South Africa, from Canada, and even from the US. We are extremely proud, not only that we have you here, but that Europe has also a winner. We have actually the international winner of the New Voice marketing comes from Finland. So congratulations, Haley, for this achievement. Our topic for today is about leadership. There are more than 1,000 books about leadership you can read. Theory is easy. You as a leader are constantly confronted with human characteristics and behavior. In a volunteer organization, it is even more difficult because people can just quit and you have no authority. When I was elected International Director in 2016, in my speech, I used an acronym called TIM. TIM is a little lion, and I use it ever since. TIM stands for trust, inspiration, and motivation. Precisely the ingredients you have when you lead in a volunteer organization, whether it's a Lions Club, a zone, a region, a district, a multiple district, or even Lions Clubs International as the international president. Servant and collaborative leadership is key to be successful with volunteers. So I'm very pleased to announce our speakers for today. First of all, Elena Appiani is a past district governor and area leader for membership. I have worked with Elena for many years, side by side on the Global Action Team in Europe. Elena is currently the incoming candidate for the Office of International Director, and she will start in 2021 in Montreal. Our second speaker is Emilia Fresia from, as well, Italy. She's a very special lady and will share her experience as the immediate past president of all the Leos in Italy. You have to realize that Italy has 3,500 Leos, 17 districts, and 307 Leo clubs. The biggest Leo organization in Europe and probably in the world when it comes to Omega Leos. She has also had to manage a staff of 12 Leos, a big responsibility for a young lady like Emilia. And she will talk about her experience as a leader. So let's welcome Elena Appiani. Elena, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth, for inviting me. Thank you, Carla, for supporting me on this topic, and good evening, everybody. I am very excited to be here with all of you this evening. I would like to introduce a very important topic for me, servant and collaborative leadership. Please, it's possible to have the slide, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Let me do a short introduction on this topic. What is going on in this moment? The next slide, please. We must find new way to improve our impact. Please, the next slide. There will be a lot of needs for service in the community, but at the same time, we are losing members. So we need to reinforce our identity and our leadership, contribute to society's well-being, and giving back more than any one of us received. The next slide, please. Club services, especially those linked to an international network as Lions Club International, are an important resource for the economic and social development of a country. They help to foster inclusion, increase relational networks, cultural promotion of civic sense, and the degree of social cohesion. This results from numerous researches and is confirmed by international literature. Our governance is based on alternating rules and position. Next slide, please. This produces quantitative and qualitative benefit on membership growth and motivation. The members carry out effective services, but also become ambassadors of the association. Members, by testifying Lions Club International ethics, increase the credibility of the association on the pride of belonging. And now, what is the leader? The leader is one who inspires and motivates action toward achieving the common goal. It is necessary to learn to be a leader. It is one of the skills required of the Lions member of the future. Through effective leadership, knowing how to do is developed to achieve goals. The next slide, please. The leadership in future is every Lions is potential leader, and the Lions Club International wants to offer all members the opportunity to develop leadership skills through appropriate training courses. The leader is not the boss, but one who respects rules and hierarchy, and above all, being consistent with the assigned project. And what is the new approach of future leadership? Servant and collaborative leadership is the new way. Servant leadership is a philosophy where the leader is guiding, but also supporting and facilitating the team to achieve the common goals. It is a different paradigm in which the leader keeps all his leadership competencies, but add up support and facilitation. The result is that the team members achieve goals by improving themselves and their performance. The servant leader offers support. He, she is a travel companion who helps and support to better reach our association. Please, the next slide. He, she leads the team hand in hand towards common goals. The traditional leadership is based on command and control. The servant leader empowers people and helps to overcome their limits. He, she creates a collaborative climate to make people performing of their best. The next slide, please. The benefit of servant leader is diversity, productivity, loyalty, and participation. The servant leader values the diversity of individuals and strengthens the team. The servant leader gains trust and respect, and this increases the motivation of the team members and strengthens the service activity. For the loyalty, the servant leader puts the satisfaction of the members first. Satisfied members are more loyal. And the participation, the opinion and suggestions of members are very, very important for the servant leader. When people are involving in decision making, they remain actively involved. Another important topic is the collaborative leadership. It is aiming to involve members on vision, values, objective, in order to grow new leaders. An organization with not collaborative leadership is made up by one-man show. Leaders that don't inspire others to become leaders. Collaborative leadership is needed to engage our vision, values, goals, promote change, value people, achieve results. Leader teach you why, how to do it. The boss tell you what to do. It is a great difference. And now, dear friend, I'm going to conclusion, and I think that we have a great opportunity, the privilege of be able to choose, the ability to help, the strength to reach, the knowledge that there are 1.4 million members in the world, each one different, but all united by the same values. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elena. It's a very interesting topic, and it's, as you said, it's not easy.
No.
Because sometimes the leaders have to make decisions. Yes. And some decisions are not always popular decisions. So my question would be to you is, how do you make decisions as a servant leader?
Yes, sometimes you have to take a popular decision, yes, yes, Elizabeth, or have to give a negative feedback. In these cases, you have remember that being a servant leader and means focus on people's needs, not their feeling. And we are assertive, keep the point, come as much as possible to agree consensus. And after we can work together with different feeling. I think this is not simple, but it is possible.
Yes, I agree with you, because when you have your team and you want to make a decision, you can just create the team consensus, as you say, that everybody agrees at least to the outcome of the decision.
Yes.
And then you have much more, the outcome will be much more successful than when you say, okay, this is my decision and you have to live with it. And I think that is very important. Very, very inspiring. Thank you very much, Elena. And now it brings me to our next speaker, Emilia. Emilia, the floor is yours. Oh, sorry, I forget the poll, because we have poll questions. Anelia, could you help me on giving the first question to our participants? Please answer the question. Should we select our leaders based on servant and collaborative leadership capabilities? Okay, at least nobody said no, which is a good thing. In general, it is very, very important. If you want to be the servant and collaborative leader, you have to train. You have to train yourself to be like that. So that is an important outcome of this poll. Can we have the next poll, Anelia, please? Did you participate in online training offered through Lions Club's International Leadership Development Division? Okay, so 62% of our participants have done a training, and 38% said they haven't done some training yet. So I would like to encourage you to go to the MyLCI website, go into the Learn module and choose one of the trainings. There is a lot of offering for you if you want to become a servant, a collaborative leader. Thank you very much. And now I go to our next speaker, Emilia Fresia. Emilia, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for the early introduction, and good evening to all. I'm really excited to be with you this evening, so I'm sorry if I made some English mistakes. The theme of leadership is not simple, but as Elena has already said, leadership is something that we can all cultivate within this association. I'm a Leo, and precisely from the acronym, we recognize that leadership is important, as you can see by the slide. Elizabeth, you can change.
Next slide. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, leadership. Oh no, we missed some pictures. Don't worry. Leadership is something that we can all cultivate within this association. But as the acronym, the leadership is important for the training of as young people, as leaders of the present, but above all of the future. Before talking about my experience as a national president of Leo Club of Italy, I want to make a personal consideration. Being president of a club, a district, or a multiple district already implies a great responsibility in itself. When I was a child, I was often told that our heads of state are people from whom we must take example. If the citizens feel confused or unrepresented, it is because the heads of state have not been able to live up to their proposals. Okay, I know it's a little tense as an observation, but think about the position of president. I strongly believe that when we gain the trust of those who elect us, we must be example, the first to understand what is good for this association and to give answer when we do not have them either. We also need to be brave because we can only find the hope of accomplishing our objectives only if we throw ourselves in the fray and invest enough effort. This I want to underline, but we have already heard it from Elena. It is not only something related to the presidency, but to all of us members of this association. If we are a member of Lions Clubs International, it is because we are people who respect its values and ethics and believe we can make a difference with our own hands. As you heard this year, I had the honor of being national president of Leo MD108 of Italy. Because of the promises I made to you before, I started my assignment by asking myself a question that you can see by the slide. What kind of leader do I want to be? I ask you to pose yourself this question. And before the end of my speech, I hope you can understand my answer, but above all, the one you would like to give to this question. Meet the challenge, make the change. Maybe in the next slide there is. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, that's fine. For me, being a leader is a challenge that started from having the courage to change, from wanting to include the structure of the GAT in the Leo multiple district. I know how important this structure is for Lions, and I asked myself, why can't it be important for us Leos too? We lose members constantly, either because of the age limit or for other reasons. I've given full freedom to the national coordinators because ideas are beautiful if they are cultivated. They carry on. We understand the feasibility. If in front of us we have a wall, then we try to change the direction. If not, we change the means of transport directly and find another idea. All of this became paramount when we were hit by COVID-19. We immediately made contact with Hochbruck. You all know that Italy was one of the first countries after China to be very affected by this virus. I won't hide from you that as national president, I was very worried. We had to stop. It was a really absurd moment. We know that many of our friends were experiencing desperate situations, and we did not know how to make life a little easier. I'd like to share 3 very particular stories from this year with you. The first one in the next, in the slide also. To GLT, I'd given more goals to achieve, one of which was to be able to find ways to bring to members more training and to do so with online webinars as well. We had started, but there hadn't been much participation. During the countrywide lockdown, we wanted to continue, and during those 2 months, we were able to organize 12 online meetings, have about 800 people involved, and provide 24 hours of total training. It was the desire of a person who delegate a group to achieve a goal that started out as a dream, but who then achieved it and donate alternative evenings to many Leo members. The second one also with the slide.
Okay.
From one of these webinars. Okay, if I, the slide hasn't changed.
Next slide.
Yes, next slide. Yeah, sorry.
This one,
Okay,
this one?
that-
Okay.
Yes. From one of these webinars, which was focused on designing service, not the one before, Spesa Urgente. Sorry, because maybe internet don't help us.
You want this one?
No, the Spesa Urgente service. Sorry, it was a little bit late, the video, so maybe it was this why I didn't see it.
Okay.
Thanks, that's it. This webinar was focused on designing service project to implement during COVID-19. The roaring grocery service, La Spesa Urgente, was born. 10 members from all over Italy met online, and thanks to the two national coordinators who guided them with common sense and experience, they came to promote an initiative that involved numerous families from north to south, who wrote on the Facebook page of Leo Club of Italy and were then assigned to people. The service was simple: buy food and bring it, with the right precautions, to needy families. Next slide, please.
This one?
National Convention online.
Yes.
Okay. Finally, on May 2nd, we organized our National Convention online. Most likely, all of you will have done remote voting. It was a strange feeling, but I must confess to you that it was one of the most beautiful experiences I have ever had. Do you want to know why? A team of 16 people trying to create something unique in its being so rare. For a month, we worked hard to evaluate each option. We gave ourselves specific roles for the management of the event itself. We thought about every single detail. It was a real team effort, a job that reminded me over and over again of setting up a club service with its member. It was really cool. The team is essential to bring out good leaders. As we said, presidents don't always have to be those leaders. Sometimes it is correct that other personalities come out of the closet because our association, the Leo Club, is a gym of life, as we often say. So when asked, what kind of leader do you want to be? In the next slide, the answer for me is simple. A leader who knows how to listen, who knows how to guide others to achieve their goals. A leader who delegates living freedom of action by observing from afar. A leader who can say, I'm sorry. But above all, a leader who can grow and donate its experience to others to generate new leaders who does not necessarily have to be a club president to become one. So I wanted to be that kind of leader, but in reality, I wanted to be that kind of a person. So everything I told you this evening is for me collaborative leadership. Thanks for your time, and I'm here to listen to your question.
Thank you very much, Emilia. I'm always impressed by the Leos, how they just adapt to a different situation, which is so quickly. We are often lagging behind when you are in the forefront of doing something new, which is very inspiring for us. Thank you so much. I have just one question for you, because you have done a very special year. The first part of the year was just normal, and then all of a sudden the year was different. As a leader, even in Leos, you have to deal with conflicts. And my question to you is, how did you cope with conflicts in your organization?
Okay, I love like it's there are always conflicts, also in the Leo. It's really a difficult question because usually conflicts are more personal, but also they are about the decision that I may have wanted to make. It was not easy because I'm a person who listens a lot, and I usually I can't say no to some speech, and I don't like to quarrel. I always think that with dialogue we can do many more things than with quarrels. So I managed the conflict, making it clear that what was my decision and why I was thinking about that kind of road to go together at the end of our street. So, and also because if I had an idea, if I want to make a decision, was for sure for the good of this association, but first of all was for the good of our members, because this association is made from our clubs. So it was really important, this thing. So never give up, never get depressed. Always try to understand the next one, understand why the other are not have not your common ideas, and try to figure out how to deal with it. But usually with dialogue and also with a smile.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In my experience, it's always better to prevent the conflicts. So if you are a servant and collaborative leader, you feel that there will be, we are going to conflict, but you can, by listening and by talking to people before it escalates, it's much better than to go into conflicts as well. My remark would be, there is a very good training on the LCI website about conflict resolution. I would really recommend it. If you are a leader in a leadership position, do this training, because it can be very much of value for you. Thank you so much, my dear speakers, but please stay here, because maybe our participants have some questions too. So we wait till the end of this round. Amelia, do we have another poll? Okay. So I would like to ask you, in your experience, can decision-making be based on servant and collaborative leadership? Okay. We're almost done with the poll. Interesting outcome. We have the overall majority said it can be based on servant and collaborative leadership. There are a few who say they can't, and that would be interesting to get in touch with these people. 3% is why it's not possible, so that we can find ways where we can do it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amelia, for this poll, which brings me to the next slide. Okay, we have done on the poll. Is the New Voices program 2020-21. I would like to just talk a little bit about what we are doing. This fiscal year actually has already started just 9 days ago. The good news is the New Voices program will continue in 2020-21. We have, again, New Voices nominees, 4 per district, 1 in membership, 1 in leadership, 1 in service, 1 in marketing. And if you are a nominee or a new nominee, just a story or share your story, whether it's membership or leadership or service or marketing, share that story and send it to LCI, because as you probably heard in the beginning, you can be a winner if you share a story, and it will be chosen as the main story internationally. The district governor is important. So the district governor year can continue next year in Europe. It's optional, so you don't have to, but it's in Europe, it works because we have so many countries, and this is an important channel to bring the information down to coordinators. We are a part of the Global Action Team, and what I also emphasize, we don't have a travel budget. So we do most things we do online, and it works very well. Actually, our team always meets online. Symposium and workshop grants are available now. So if you know how to do it, just apply for a grant. If you don't know how to do it, we will probably come up with a fireside about how to apply for grants. We will continue to do our firesides. Maybe we have a short pause in the summer, but we will be back shortly with new topics. And we have, as you, maybe some of you know, we have selfie cards, the New Voices selfie cards, our logo, and bracelets. They are available, you can order them. Pins can be ordered through the online store. The Facebook page, the New Voices Facebook page, will be maintained by Lions Clubs International. And be aware that your contribution on our New Voices Facebook page has to be approved before it will be posted on the website. We will have, as you know, we don't have the Europa Forum this year in Greece. That will be next year, but this year we will come up with something. At least we will have a New Voices symposium. And as you heard from Emilia just a couple of minutes ago, maybe I will ask her how she did it. Maybe she can help me in organizing this for Europe as well. So we will do that. And I would also like to mention that on March 8th, there will be a Women's Day. We will also are planning to organize a big virtual event for women. So these are actually all the information you have to know for this coming year. We work like we always have done. We share stories. We help the Global Action Team with new ideas, new ways to reach our alliance, but also, and mostly important, the people outside our association. And that is what the New Voices do. We share the stories that others become enthusiastic and want to join our association. Okay, I have talked a lot, so I would like to ask if anyone, Anelia or Zeynep, has put in a question in the chat box or raised their hands. Can I? Anelia, are you there? Don't see her again. Is there anything in the chat?
Elizabeth, we have
Yes.
the last poll, but nobody is willing to talk and to ask something. So please raise
Okay.
your hand.
Then we do the poll because we need your input. The next poll is actually about the topics we would like to share on these firesides. And we would like to ask you, what kind of topics would you prefer? So please, you can have multiple choices. Just try to find a topic which would be interesting for you. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Do we have to do them all, Anelia?
It looks like that. The program will be full for the whole summer. We have 77% voted up to now, so maybe we need a few more seconds to give the chance to everybody to read. Okay, let's finish that and share results.
Good. Okay. The most popular is how to fundraise in conditions of physical distance, which is an interesting topic.
Sorry, Elizabeth. Successful and effective teams, 59%.
Is that the most
Number
popular
7.
one? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the red one.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking in the wrong way. Okay. How successful, effective teams. Good. That will be our next one. And we will shift the priorities. So we will have all the topics for you. And so we are here for the whole year. We have our topics. Thank you so much for participating on this poll.
Yeah, Elizabeth, there are a few questions actually.
Yes,
one is
thank
the
you.
request. One is a request about the stories. You know, we have maybe stories of the competitions, as I understand, from Anne Ellis, and there's a question from Persal. How many men are on the call? Our line is asking. So, but I see a lot of men in the audience today.
Yes, I can only see the screen, but I have no idea how many men. So we have to look at the participants list. But actually, I don't mind. Men, women, young, old, everybody's welcome. New voices can be anyone who have good ideas, creative ideas. And we are striving for diversity in our new voices. And that is the most important thing. So I hope I answered this question. Next one, Zeynep.
Of course, there are a lot of, I see, congratulations to our two speakers. And those are most of the messages that our participants shared.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm great.
Are there any more raised hands, questions? Zeynep, are there any more?
Not questions I don't see, but I would like to invite our participants.
Please, if you have a question, please tell us.
Oh, there's one question from George Torti, if I pronounce correctly.
Yes,
Have,
from Switzerland.
We have a lot of good leaders at club level. How to motivate them to district level is the question.
Very good question, George. In my opinion, training, that they can share their experience together, and not only the club president training, but also an advanced leadership training, a leadership institute, for instance, or trainings which they come out of the club, as I say. So training, they meet international people, and that gives a lot of motivation to do something more than only stay in the club.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, George. You're welcome. Anyone else? Oh, we have very patient.
If you allow me, I wonder if being a collaborative and servant leader is something that we can learn and train, or it is something that we have in ourselves, and it comes with our culture, and I think it can be trained and learned.
I think it's both, but in general, someone who joins Lions is already a servant person, usually. And then it comes to leadership. So if you want to become a leader, and as I always say, just leadership in a volunteer organization is different from leadership in a business environment, because we have no power. People sometimes think they have, but they don't. So if you, and you can train that you can do things differently without the authority or authoritative style or the power that comes in business with leaders. So if you want to learn that, we can have a fireside, we can have a training in doing precisely that, how to lead in a volunteer organization, because you need different ingredients. But you bring your own personality with you, always. That will not change. But you can learn how to do things differently, how to say it differently, how to motivate, how to inspire. And most of all, and that's why I use this TIM as an acronym, because the T is the most important letter in that acronym, and that is trust. If I trust my team, or if I trust my people, then I can be a servant leader. If they don't trust me, then you will not be successful. So trust is on both sides the most important ingredient for servant and collaborative leadership and lead in a volunteer organization. Does that answer your question?
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And I have a comment to make.
Yes, please.
Thank you. The leadership can be trained or taught, or is it a natural quality coming from the personality?
I think it's a combination of both. So you can be trained to do things differently, but your personality is always coming with you. So if you are an authoritative person in general, you have to learn how to say it differently, how to do it differently to make the same impact.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes, Annie, I see.
Okay.
Oh, Elizabeth, I have a question.
Yes. Yes, please, Carla.
And it is a question for Elena. Elena, I can't see you in this moment. Anyway, you are a young, old lion. Young because you are young. Old because your experience in lionism is great. Now, the question is, have you seen any changes in leadership in these years as so far? According to your experiences, are our leaders changing?
Yes, yes, sure, Carla. I see change in the leadership during this year, thanks GATT, Global Action Team, because the Global Action Team inspired a great number of lions and focus on leadership, teaching, and great activity to motivate the group and the members of Lions. I think that in the future, we are working very, very hard on this way because it is the future of our association.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. What I also wanted to mention is that we will have more leadership topics in webinars and firesides, because as I mentioned, topic situational leadership is all about competencies. And that can be done with servant and collaborative leadership. But competencies is something that people bring with them, and we can teach them more competencies. Or and what I often see is that leaders expect from people that they know it all. And then servant leadership is coaching the team or the team members with the competencies they don't have. So it's much more dependent on the person how you lead. So and another topic is what you have seen as the priority number one is the team. How do you lead a successful team, which is also the leader will be plays the main role in that topic. It's the individuals of a team, but it's also how the leader deals with the individuals. So there are many, many, many aspects of leadership. And as I said in the beginning, there are more than 1,000 books written about leadership. And it is, and still extremely difficult.
PID Elizabeth, may I ask the question to
Yes.
PDG Elena Appiani?
Yeah.
Our incoming international director. How did your leadership style develop over the years? Like, were you more close to being a servant leader from the beginning? I was curious about your process of adapting different styles of leadership.
My style of leadership is servant leadership from the start.
From the start.
Because is a natural approach for the members, Lions, and for my work also, my job also. And for me, it's very important to be inclusive, to be in feeling with other. And I think that it is very important to collaborate and to create a motivated team, because with motivated team, we can reach a great result together. I improve my leadership year by year with attend FDI, LCIP, a great number of courses to improve my personal leadership for my job and for Lions. And this is very important for all of us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I have a question for the last question for Emilia. Emilia, what is your next step as a leader?
As a leader, oh, it's difficult as well, because I thought to answer you like some vacation, but it's not something like something with leadership. But I think I will join. I will still continue serving this association as a Leo member of my club, and also as some. Also, if my actual national president will want my help with him, also because I think a leader can as I already said, is not only a president. Also, as immediately past, I can be a leader just to be behind my national president and just help him through the problems. Just because if I have experience, I can help with some word, or just to reassure him about everything. It will be in it will be held in this year. Just so I think it's I think I will be a support for others right now, and maybe in 2 years when I will finish my year as Leo, I will become Alliance and I will be a leader in Alliance Club.
I'm convinced that you will be one of our future leaders. Thank you so much, Emilia. Thank you so much, Elena. And that brings me to the conclusion that I think we have yet another Fireside done with an interesting topic, with almost 100 participants, new voices from all over Europe, and maybe listeners from other parts of the world. And I would like to thank you all for your dedication and participation in this Fireside, but also in being a new voice for our great association. And our next Fireside will be on August 20. So we take a little break, and we will be back August 20 with the topic that you have chosen as the most important one. So we will work on that. And I thank you all, wish you a wonderful summer, and stay safe, stay healthy, and we see each other on August 20. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.